joining me today. My name is Xylea Nolan, and I am the author of the Memoirs of an Empress. And today we are going to begin my four-part series entitled How to Become a Published Author Utilizing Backwards Designing Planning. No, guys, I did not make this up. This is not my invention. I did not create this UBD. This is actually a framework that I learned about in my studies, in my Master's of Science Education at the College of St. Rose. So go Golden Knights. But I wanted to share you guys all of the things that I learned about UBD, because I found that this was so helpful that not only did I use it in my professional career, but I brought UBD onto my individual personal career. So, as a certified administrator and an educator, I found that it was very, very useful. And what it does is it sets up an organizational strategy that helps us to hold ourselves accountable and actually get the things done that we said that we were going to be doing. So no, this is not a cure-all, it is an option. And I wanted to share this option with you guys because as an educator, I learned that there is not one thing that fits all. We have to learn various strategies and find the strategy that is best for us. So before I go any further, I wanted to share a little bit about myself and what makes me qualified to teach you about UBD. First of all, currently, I am a recent published author, as I said earlier. My book is entitled The Memoirs of an Empress, and it can be found on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, iTunes, and Nook, and a variety of other online platforms. So, I also received my Bachelor's of Education at Washington College. I have a Master's of History that I've obtained from Brooklyn College. I have an MS, as I told you earlier, a Master's of Science in Educational Leadership. And I have currently I am a PhD candidate at Barry University. So what does this mean? I have a ton of education that I want to share with you that has helped me to transpire my life. So I have been educating students for over 23 years in public education, mostly teaching social studies. And as I said, through my years of educating, I have learned countless strategies of how to work with thousands and thousands of students. So what have I found to best work? Well, I know you guys are not kids, but this is actually not a strategy for just students. This is a strategy for all people who need organizational strategies to help them keep on task. So, as a good writer, being that I've had a lot of experiences with having some very rigid professors and having a life in Brooklyn, New York, it has taught me how to weave the beauty of my experiences and professionalism. And so that is what I want to share with you all today. Now, as an author, my mission is to provide a vehicle to cultivate literacy and a love for writing to all people. So, if you have a love for writing, then you are in the right place, because I have talked to many people who have talked about publishing a book. So this is for all the people who think that they are at that point in their life where they are ready to publish a book. So in this series, I'm just going to be providing a means and a system for helping people to achieve their goals. So today is part one. And what are we going to explore today in our part one? First, we're going to talk about what is UBD. Secondly, we're going to talk about what are the benefits of using UBD. And third, we're going to talk about how to get started. Okay, what is UBD? First of all, there are many articles online that you can read so that you can find out more information about this framework or this philosophy for creating courses and content. It is often utilized in the educational field, but it is not the only field in which that this is being used. This philosophy was created by someone called Grant Wiggins and Jane McTighe. And so in my studies, learning about this UBD, I felt, wow, this is such a great organizational tool. I'm going to utilize it in many places that I needed help. So some things that you need to be thinking about is that this is just the planning phase. This is not actually writing a book. This is how we're going to plan to get it done. You got to ask yourself a whole bunch of questions. What type of book are you writing? What voice do you want to use? What is the story that you're writing? And how will this story be told? In what order, for example? On my website, I'm going to be sharing all 10 questions that I utilized for writing my book. Before I got started, I had 10 questions. These are the 10 questions I'm going to answer to make sure that I'm ready to get started. And I will be sharing those with you on my website. So, as I said, UBD is an intentional way for us to look and figure out how we're going to draw the big picture. It helps us to look at deliberate steps that we are going to make and to look at achieving the end picture. So, I have today my vision board that I would like to share with you. And this was one of the tools that I used. Now, I am not going to share everything with you guys today because, again, we're just getting started and I want you guys to be hungry so that you can come back next week and that you're going to look. So this is what I call my calendar vision board. So I know you guys seen a lot of vision boards, and of course in life there's tons of ways of doing one thing. But what I did was I looked at the whole year and I organized the year, of course, by months, and I decided what goals did I want to reach for each month. And so every time I see my vision board, it holds me accountable for all the things that I said that I was going to do. And so month by month, I have organized everything that I'm going to be doing this year. Now, keep in mind, this happened, I did this December 2019. So this was going into 2020. These are the goals that I wanted to achieve this year. Of course, this was pre-COVID, so I didn't know a lot of things were going to be happening. And if we're going to share this next week, but I've had to, of course, readjust my goals because COVID had said, oh, you're not having a book signing event in March. And no, you're going to have to cancel Talking at Barry. So COVID has changed things, but the ultimate structure of what I wanted to plan and achieve for the year has been outlined. Okay, and on the back, I have more items that it's blank so that I can keep adding on as the year goes by because I have goals that I want to achieve. So we're going to be using some of these strategies to help us get started. So I need you guys to do a couple of things before we meet up next week. First, I need everybody to find out more information about UBD. Okay, what is it? Okay, there's tons of information online, as I said. And remember, you have to change your mind in the way you're thinking about publishing a book. If you're thinking this little, oh, I'm never going to sell a book, nobody's ever going to read my book, then you're in the wrong place because I'm here to help you to publish a book. You have to change your thinking, positive thinking only. That's all that we do here. Next, you're going to have to plan on what your finished book is going to actually look like. What is it actually going to look like, okay? What does the cover look like? What do the words look like? What does the chapters look like? When I got started, and I'm going to show you this next week, I had a white book, plain white book. And every time I got up, I would think about the ideas that I would have, and I would write them down in my white book. Then I started from the ideas, I fleshed out my chapters. Each chapter, how many chapters do you want to have in your book? For what are you going to focus on each chapter? Kind of like an outline. And no, it sounds very simple, but keep it simple because simplicity can flourish into an excellent gift that you have. So you want to make sure that you are doing your part. Make a commitment. If you say that you are going to get on this Instagram information Thursday every day at 2 o'clock, be there. If you say that you're going to make your strategies and you're going to plan your plan for your calendar and you're going to make your visuals board so that you can hold yourself accountable, then do that. You are the one that is going to make this happen. Now, sit back. Imagine it all. 2 years ago, I never thought I would have published a book, but I actually committed myself to the plan. So that's what I want you guys to do. Now, there's one thing that I find really irritated when I talk to authors. They don't want to write their plans down. I just don't understand it. You're an author, you write. Why wouldn't you write your plans down? They're just as important. So you're going to have to write your plans. So next week, Thursday, I need you guys to do a couple of things. Please make sure you have something to write with so you can take notes. Please make sure that you are in the right mind frame. Okay, make sure that you have your paper. Make sure you tag, like, and share with a friend that is interested in learning about organizational tools. Because next week, I'm going to come not only with my vision board, I'm going to share with you my white book so that you can see how I actually organized my thoughts when I was planning on writing the book, and so that you could see if this strategy works for you guys. So, before we go any further, I just want to thank everybody out there for taking their time out and spending a couple minutes with me today. And remember, next week, Thursday, I'm going to actually go over the tools. So today we just went over the overall strategy, what it is, why is it important. But next week, I'm going to actually take you through the various strategies, the things that I did, the steps that I took to make sure that this thing was going to happen. So we are going to be looking at understanding by design and using this as an implementation tool and strategy that's going to help us to organize and keep our thoughts together and connected so that we can publish our books. Just so you know, I'm super excited to let you know that I am going to be publishing my second book very soon, and I look forward to everybody's support. I'm going to keep it a little bit of a secret. If you have not read The Memoirs of an Empress, you need to read it. So when I tell you about the trailer from my book on week 4, you can get super excited. Empress is back, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you Thursday at 2:00 p.m. right here on Instagram for Understanding by Design, implementation strategies for how you can become an author and published author. That's it. See you later. Okay.